Why did George come out with episodes 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3? Truth of the matter is, he actually was going to continue with 7, 8, 9. But then he thought it would be more fun to go back in time and tell the story of everything before it happened. So originally, episode 4 didn't have a number. The number wasn't added until Empire came out, in which then it was actually labeled 2 in Roman numerals. The original version for Empire Strikes Back received a hand treatment from George, from which experienced writer Lee Brackett did a first draft. The original script for that was slightly different, where Vader wasn't really Vader, he was just Luke's father, who comes as a Force ghost to guide Luke, making Obi-Wan the guy who killed him. So in fact, originally Vader was supposed to say, "Obi-Wan killed your father." Now, sadly, once Brackett passed away, George went back and changed the script, making Vader Luke's father, and Obi-Wan to be his guide, and pretty much making Star Wars the way it is now. It was only in rewriting that draft after Brackett's death that George came up with the idea to tell Vader's backstory in 3 prequel films, and then, 4, 5, 6 came out. Now, in many documentaries from the behind-the-scenes footage from the prequels, which I'm going to put one of them at the end of this video, he goes over how he could have never done these scenes back in the 80s. The technology in the last 20 years has just come so far, which has allowed him to make virtually more than half of his movies in CGI. For the prequels at least. Now in the originals, they used real models and scenes for filming, with less green screens used in any of the prequels if you combine all the originals together. I really liked the originals. I think it gave it more of a realistic feel, as the CGI was still great in the prequels, but it wasn't really perfected as it kind of is now in the early 2000s. In episode 1, the entire fight between the droids and Gungans was done in CGI, and so was every single clone trooper done. Their armor, their guns, everything. They were all CGI. This, of course, wasn't possible when episode 4 came out in 77, and then later on in the 80s.
And then very difficult in terms of cost. It's always a limiting factor. But even if you take that out, there were things that just couldn't be done, regardless of how much money you had. One of the problems I had with Yoda is that, for instance, is that he couldn't move more than 6 feet in any one thing, and I couldn't show his legs. So I couldn't show him in a wide shot, and I couldn't show him running, jumping, or walking, really, any distance. We had to sort of rig backpacks and things to make him, to be able to transport him places. Now I can make him move anywhere I want. It's a great asset to be able to have a lot of the creatures that couldn't move before be able to move.